October 3rd, 2019. I'm David. Who do I have with me today?
Your boy David over here. And then we have our
In the sidecar.
the guest star, Gabriella Morello. Back for another episode.
Because they can't find another guest star.
Oh, shots fired on that one.
No,
It hurts.
We can find a star. Can't find another guest star.
Yeah.
I'm the guest star though, and you guys keep me around because
So what are we drinking tonight? Actually, started off great. What are we drinking?
Oh, tonight? Oh,
Tonight.
Miller Lite.
Another light. Let's go. What about you, Gabrielle?
Hashtag sponsored.
it's a double dog dare Moscato.
Nice. And I'm
Yeah.
drinking my classic rum and coke.
Is
That
that
is, yeah. I mean, you can
It
say
is my- it is
it
my
your
classic.
is it your classic or
It
is it just a classic?
It is. At first, it's a classic, but it is also my classic because that's usually what I drink.
is that one of your crafted drinks?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, actually, my dad and I have actually gotten into craft drinks. I mean, he's big into like the tiki world and everything like that. And I've been for the past probably 3 or 4 days, I've been drinking nothing but rum, and the drinks are actually pretty fun to make. I made one the other night. I'll make it for y'all next time on our next episode. It's called a shark bite, and it's actually really good. It's pretty strong though. I will say that. I'm gonna make it with 151 instead of Captain, but. Anyway, let's start off this show.
It's Thursday. How was your week so far?
It was actually pretty damn good. I actually start a new job on Wednesday of next week.
What's your location? What's the hours?
You
What
can,
are your hours?
you can eat my ass.
I need the hours to know
For what?
when you're off.
Oh, it's 8 to 4.
I ain't eating your ass while you're getting paid.
Huh?
So I ain't eating your ass while you're getting paid. You gotta do it when you're off. It's not fair.
But anyway, yeah. So I start a new job on Wednesday of next week.
He's going to actually be a telemarketer.
No, that's not
Yes.
what I do.
He's a
You
cold
can
call
call
people.
him to figure out
and
what
he's-
what
he's
is wrong
selling,
with your computer.
No, that's tech support.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm definitely
No,
not
he does
textbook,
cold
so
Have
calls
you
where
tried
he's like the
restarting
spam calls, but instead of spam calls, he's an actual person. So
No,
it's just-
So
honestly-
now when you call me, I have to deny your call because I
Honest-
don't want spam.
Honestly, if I was a
he's selling Advocare.
if I did that shit, I'd make something up funny.
Did you hear?
I wouldn't even care about my
they-
job.
Advocare got like a class action lawsuit from the government or something.
For what?
Because it's a pyramid scheme.
It is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god, do you know how many people in my
it's
neighborhood I buy
a-
Advocare
Yeah, it's
from?
because I mean the product is good. It's the way they go about it.
That's where I get my spark.
It's the same thing as like Mary Kay or like all that stuff. It's is it Mary Kay or Mary Kate?
Mary Kay.
Mary Kay.
No, Mary Kay. Mary Kay.
K, yeah,
K.
no T.
K-A-Y.
Yeah, because one of them's a twin and one of them sells makeup. Did somebody get that joke?
And one has a twin.
Yeah,
She
Mary Kate
doesn't,
and Ashley.
she doesn't get it. I get
Mary
it.
Kay-
I
Nash-
get it.
Oh, you did?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
okay.
Did you not?
How stupid
did
do
you
you
not
think
watch
I
those
am?
movies? I had two older sisters.
I
watched
did. I
them.
didn't. I had a mother.
Wait, which movies are they in?
They had their own line. It was like Mary Kate and Ashley.
Oh, that was a.
They had like multiple movies.
I know who they are. I just didn't know they have.
There was one
movies.
Yeah.
movie where they went to
Are they
like.
the girls from that cowbell movie?
Oh, well.
No, that's the Olsen twins.
No, yeah, that was the
Yeah.
Olsen
Never mind.
twins. They were Michelle in Full House.
Oh, that's how I know them. Got it.
I mean, because you didn't watch Disney Channel, they were just on a new movie every 6 months.
I watched Disney Channel. But how
No, mine
David Liao. How was
I
Wow.
had jury duty
We
on
asked
Tuesday.
you.
Oof! How was that? I actually got out of mine.
Well, I just had to go to court. It wasn't,
just
it
kidding.
wasn't for jury duty.
You know what? I'm just gonna be honest. I didn't even go to mine.
I've never.
You
been
don't actually have to
summoned.
show up to jury duty. Did you know that?
You shouldn't say that.
I'm just saying. You don't have to.
From what you've heard.
Nope. You don't have to.
From what you've heard.
Sure. Yeah.
Wink.
Yeah. You don't have to show up for jury duty. I mean, that's just what a
I
couple
haven't-
friends told me.
I haven't been summoned
Summoned?
to a jury
Summoned
for
you.
some duty.
I would go only if they were like that they came to my front door
And summoned
like
you?
they say it was like dressed in full robes and like a wizard hat. They're like, I summoned you to jury duty. Like,
What?
fuck, this guy's gonna do some voodoo shit on me.
That
No, no,
reminds
no.
me of like American Horror Story type shit.
I would actually. I want to hit on that real quick after.
Yes.
But I would only go if they did one of those little sing postman. You know
The
where they sing-
telegrams?
but they sing it to
The
you.
telegram.
That I would only go if they did that to me. That would be pretty fucking cool. anywhere I was, just at it out. Like if I was at the mall or something, and all of a sudden this dude comes up to me and starts singing, like you're summoned to jury duty. That would be pretty fucking cool.
Only if I'm like allowed to join in on my own like Telegram. Like if the person that's coming to me starts singing, if I can
you're
also, if I
allowed?
can sing
Yeah.
with them.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
some- just
no,
like
of course you can sing with them.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like that would be pretty cool. But yeah, actually going back to American Horror Story.
Yeah, what was the most recent one?
1985.
No, not 1984.
1984, my bad.
That one's not
1985.
done yet, but I'm not too
Oh,
big
Apocalypse.
of a fan. Apocalypse. That
Apocalypse.
one I really, really liked because they combined a bunch of the other seasons to it.
Yeah.
So I really liked how they did that.
I mean, I love American Horror Story. I don't know if
Yeah.
you watch it, David.
It's too spooky for me.
Seriously?
Can't do it.
oh yeah, you
Right.
don't like
Can't do
scary
it.
stuff.
I mean, it's a really good show, and when it started, I was telling you, I think it was last week, how the water polo team, we all had a American Horror Story night every Wednesday when it would come out, and we'd always watch it. But we had to start with Asylum. Yeah, no, I think it was either Asylum or Coven, one of the two.
Did y'all wear y'all's water polo uniforms?
Absolutely,
Like,
absolutely.
Y'all wear y'all's chubbies and no shirts the entire time.
Duh. All the guys had to sit right up next to each other, and all the girls could be spread out.
There was girls there. That's
They
kind
were
of
in the other room, dude.
That's kinda lame.
They were in the other room.
that's kind of heterosexual.
They were
if
in
you're
the other
asking me.
room. It was okay. It was fine. 100% okay. No homo.
I didn't say homo. So that's kind of
No, but I have to say no homo.
So that's kind of heterosexual.
But if some dude did accidentally touch me,
are you,
you know.
are you gonna do? Are you part of the Me Too movement, dude?
Hey,
what?
Or is it
so American Horror Story.
So,
hard cut that?
yeah. But I mean, I loved all the other seasons.
what?
You damn well heard her, you asshole.
I'm not too fond of 1984 so far, but like I was telling David Mack
The
here.
year? Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I wasn't around then.
Yeah, I know
so
that year fucking sucked.
I'm more of like a 1985 girl.
That's the same. Okay, it's the same era, but okay.
Yeah, but a better year.
It's a difference.
Anyway, I feel like they just ran out of like horror scenarios with like
do you mean
ghosts
they have a
and
killer?
demons
Oh.
and stuff. So now they're going a
Paranormal.
different route. Yeah,
They
They're
ran out
with
of paranormal.
and like
And now we're
Um,
doing more of a serial case,
yeah.
kind of. Yeah, I mean, I do agree because I mean, what was it? Murder House was about the demon, and that's where Lucifer was born. And then, yeah, remember?
that was Murder House.
Because the wife got
I'm
pregnant.
thinking of the hotel. Yeah.
Yeah. So that one, but nobody knew that it was going to happen. But anyway, Lucifer was born in Murder House. Then they did Asylum, which was all about the demonic nun who went
Yeah.
bad shit crazy. And then Coven. Coven was the next one about the witchcraft and
Yeah,
all that.
that's my
That was-
top.
that was
like
definitely-
I love Coven.
Oh, absolutely. I loved that
Yeah.
whole season. Next one, it was Freak Show. Freak Show was
Freak
next.
Show is good.
Was that the one with Lady Gaga?
Yeah,
No,
no, that was Hotel.
that was Hotel.
That was actually after Freak Show's Hotel, which was actually pretty good too.
Yeah.
How all the demons were
Well,
connected in one hotel.
That's my one input for the show. Is that the one with Lady Gaga?
I know. But
Don't they have Adam
another.
Levine in one of them?
Oh, I hope.
In like
He
the
was in,
first episode or something?
Yeah, he
hope
was.
so.
I think it was
Murder House, I think
House,
he
yeah.
was. But also another key factor in Hotel was the Night Stalker, Ramirez.
Oh yeah, so they are like connecting.
They are
it
actually
to 1984. Spoilers, by the way, if you haven't
Yeah, major
Seen
spoilers on this one.
any of it.
After what was it? Hotel. It went. What was 6?
What was that weird one? The
Roanoke
Thank you,
Islands,
Roanoke.
or Roanoke Tales, or something like that.
I think it was just Roanoke.
I didn't like Roanoke. I did not
I watched
like it.
because I like the series in general. So, but
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it
the only
wasn't
reason-
my top.
That's the only reason I stick around is because American Horror Story is such a well put together show.
Yeah,
It just
and I love all the actors.
oh
in
they're
it.
so they do it well.
Especially Evan Peters. He's one of my favorite actors.
And I'm actually sad to see him go.
yeah.
But another spoiler. Yeah, I'm actually sad to see him not be. They actually don't have anyone from the original cast in 1984
Except for Emma Roberts.
and
She's in it too.
and that young
Emma
girl
Roberts.
and that young girl who's in Coven.
Oh yeah,
The,
I don't even know her
Sopra-
name.
the-
She was new.
She was a newer cat.
What's Emma Roberts from?
She.
Harry Potter? No, which one is that?
Are you talking
Who's Hermione?
Emma Stone?
Emma
Yeah.
Stone. Who was one of
I
the
don't
other-
even
Hey,
like Harry Potter, and I knew that. But anyway, no, Emma Roberts is in. I don't know. Let me look it up.
Yeah, actually, I want to know. But no, but yeah, that's another thing that I didn't really like because Colt was his last season, right?
Yeah.
No, my bad.
no,
my
he
bad.
was
He
in
was in
the
Apocalypse. My bad.
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse was his last one. Colt wasn't that good either.
Colt was alright. It wasn't my favorite.
Me neither.
Emma Roberts was in We're the Millers.
She was in. Oh, she
We're the
was.
Millers. She was in Aquamarine. That's a teen. Or is that a
Oh,
show
is
or
that the
movie?
one where she was a swimmer and she had like little ankle braces? Or is that the one where she didn't have a leg?
I don't
remember.
know.
I don't really
Which
know
you
her
would-
as
you-
an actress.
What,
I
Bring
really
it
don't.
to-
I only know her from American Horror Story. That's all I know.
It's
her
an
from.
actress.
I know, but that I'm saying from other
Oh,
shows.
she was in
other
Nancy
movies, stuff
Drew.
like that.
She was in Scream 4.
Who,
You know,
wa-
I
who-
never-
Who
who-
wasn't in the Scream movies first?
First,
of all?
yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say. And for another thing, who watched all of the Screams?
No, not me.
The first 4 I've seen, but when
You
they
saw
were
the
when,
first
they, when they
4?
came out, that was what.
God damn.
When did,
She was
when
in
did,
some
when
Korean
did when
movie.
did Scream 4 come out? Does it say the year on
I don't
it?
even know.
Scream 4 was 2011.
God,
Okay, no,
I
I've
only
seen
watched.
the first 3 then.
I was about to say I only saw the first 2 and I got bored. They were just boring.
Dude, the
But-
iconic moment from the Scream was the "Waza."
Yes,
Huzzah!
that was
That's
an
my
iconic
favorite.
moment. Dude, I still,
Everyone was doing.
my dad still does it.
I do.
Your
it
dad
still.
would
sad.
still do that.
I still
It's
do
so
it.
sad because I'll come home sometimes. He gets off the couch. He looks at me. and He goes, "What's that?" And it's like,
My dad does that to me. Is that
Stop.
a dad joke?
it is. it
Oh
is.
my
It's just a
God.
dad thing.
So, speaking of dad jokes,
All right. Well,
so I
now
have,
we're gonna talk about
So this is
Fucking-
the
I
Hangovers
thought that was
podcast.
a
Let's,
good segment in.
no.
Wait,
This is a segment
wait,
called.
pause. My week was good, by the way, guys. Thanks for asking.
Oh yeah, actually, you
Anyway,
had a good
keep
test.
going.
No, this is a segment we called "Aw, fuck off."
No, you have to say the letters, dickhead.
No.
I'm gonna fuck that up.
No,
It's AFO.
no, but they have to know what it's called.
Yeah, and then you
Aw,
say
fuck
it.
off, AFO.
Is that the meme for me?
Yeah.
No, it's just.
It's like your segment of dad
no,
jokes.
I'm gonna say it to him too.
No, I thought that was the meme. Like, what was the meme that y'all were
No,
going to
it's
show
something
me?
else.
No, it's
Oh,
something
can
else.
I
I could
know
show
that
you
now?
that. Yeah, I can show you that before.
Before we get into like the
Before we get into the
meat
nitty
of
gritty.
the-
Are we getting into the
So-
main segment of our show today?
It's this. It was just a Reddit headline. I'll read it out loud.
Okay.
In 1054, Chinese astronomers took notice of a guest star that
Oh my
was,
God.
for nearly a month, visible in the daytime sky. The guest star they observed was actually a supernova explosion, which gave rise to the Crab Nebula, a 6 light year wide remnant of the violent event. I just saw that, and it was in quotes. It says guest star. That's what they called it.
Oh my.
Now, and that made me think of you because that's your
Yeah.
it's your nickname.
I'm a guest.
I busted out laughing when he sent me that.
And then what did I say to you after that? Let me read. I said, these Chinese people that made this a long time ago stole the name from Gabriella. He said, what do you mean? I go, wait, the picture will load. And then he just says, damn, with the most cringy emoji. That's funny. I said, the guest star gave
Damn.
rise to the Crab Nebula, and it spread.
Wow.
It was pretty funny.
So thanks for spreading crab,
Yeah, thanks for that one.
What?
guest star. All right, this is the Hangovers podcast. We do this once a week. I think we're going to break this one down into multiple topics and release it over time instead of all at once, and then maybe we'll release it all at once.
It kind of just depends on how it flows.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
actually, the other day, David Leal over here sent me a video, and he said, "Watch the beginning of it." So I did, and it was a song. It was a music video from Kenny Chesney, and in the beginning, it talks about kind of what do you see the American dream as? What does
We'll link the
The-
music
the-
video also.
yeah, I'll link the music video. The key words were rich and miserable. That's what the song's called. And that's how it started. And a professor was saying how what does rich and miserable mean? What does that actually mean to someone? So that got both of us thinking, before I told you, Gabriella. What is the American what is the American dream? What does rich and miserable mean to you or to people in this world?
Well, first of all, you have to establish what. We'll go by the dictionary definition of the American dream.
Okay.
So let me pull it up. I'm sorry, I fix my topics.
But yeah, I just wanted to. That was the main key point of this segment of the episode was, or the main topic of
according to-
what it is.
The Oxford Dictionary, American dream is a noun. The ideal by which equality of opportunity is available to any American, allowing the highest aspirations and goals to be achieved. And then here's like an example: a workaholic lawyer who seems to be living the American dream.
He's just working and working to make a living for himself and his family.
Right.
So to me, it sounds like it's you get to do your dream job, and you working isn't miserable, and you get the money that you want.
Well, it's kind of the opposite of that. Living the American dream is really working your ass off to make ends meet to be able to sustain. Like say
Well, exactly. Like
say like immigrants will come to America and they'll say they're chasing the American dream. The American dream isn't necessarily like the highest end you can be.
It's just an ideal. It's like Oxford Dictionary just said. It's an ideal. It's it's an idea of what do you as a person want to hit. Like, what's your highest goal as what you consider the American dream?
And also, here's another version of it: is the American dream is a belief that anyone, regardless of where they were born or what class they were born into, can attain their own version of success.
Yeah, I mean, so in the video, going back to the video real quick. So the professor was talking about rich and miserable.
Yeah, it's an oxymoron.
Now he takes out miserable. He takes out miserable, and he says to his students, "Come down here, think about it. Come down here and write one word that you are going to give back, that you want to accomplish and give back to
what would
the
you
world.
give?
What would you give? What is the word or anything you would give back? What is one?
Give back, give up, lose,
Yeah.
and then say like some of the examples were they would give up their courage and they would just be just a small rat just trying to barely skate by, or other words were
There was one on there that said creative.
yeah
Be
they would give up their
creative.
well no it was giving up, not what you would do.
No, he was saying what you would do.
what you would do.
Yeah,
for
he literally said, "What would you do?"
No, he said what would you give?
"Yeah, give back, not give up, give back."
It was give up.
He
Okay,
said
looks
give-
like we need to watch the
You
music
can, yeah,
video
you
again.
can rewatch it. But he's saying
But
giving
okay,
back.
so we can look at this from both ways, though. So, like, what could you give back and give away?
I'm just gonna watch the music to be able to sound off so that we can see the words that were on the board because somebody, I think that's me, didn't do their research. 'Cause I don't remember. 'Cause I watched it when I was
Well, I
drunk
mean,
the other day.
I got a bunch of questions on here that what does it mean to be rich? What does it mean to you to be rich?
I mean,
Or what does rich mean?
rich can
actually?
mean many things because you can be rich in many ways. Like, you can be rich as in wealthy.
Yeah, but
and
that's
you can
rich.
be-
That's in being something. What is the board like? What is the bottom line of rich?
Rich, you have it all. You have everything. You have a ton of
you,
it.
you have it all. You have it made. You're done.
Yeah.
Make sure I can mute this before we get copyrighted.
So, as the dictionary.
Did you notice who that guy is? Also the professor.
He looks
He's from
familiar.
Scrubs. He's the janitor on
Oh,
That's
you're
what
right. So Oxford defines rich as having a great deal of money or assets, wealthy, plentiful, or abundant. That's what they're defining rich as. But if you look at it, and if you ask every single person, or maybe not every single one, but a majority of them, when you say, what does rich mean? They're gonna say, it means having a lot of money, having so much money that I can do whatever I want with, which is yes, that is true. But I don't believe it means having money. I think it means
Well,
being
that-
happy with yourself, being content with what you have. That's
why I was
my rich.
saying that there's different
But I
versions
think-
of rich.
You to be rich, you can't be content. Also, you have to be over what you would be content with. To be content, I feel like is lower than being rich. Rich is an abundance. Content is having enough.
Well, content is being happy.
But
And-
money can't buy happiness.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but that's bare. But content is bare minimum of happiness.
Not always. It's kind of it depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. You can be upset, content, or happy. Content doesn't mean you're happy. It just means you're fine.
I mean, yes
So,
and no. I mean, it
Rich
just
would be
depends. Though.
rich would be more on the happy side, and content would just be in the middle.
So you think having so much money that you don't know what to do with makes you happy?
Yeah, I think that would make you rich.
Mo money, mo problems. I heard
That
that
guy's
somewhere.
dead, so I don't know if I want to believe anything he said.
Okay, so here's another question. Since we're talking about you think rich means happy, what's happiness mean?
The lack of any empathy or sadness.
Okay, we're not going from fucking dictionaries and shit. What does it mean?
That's
to
that's
you?
my definition.
That's what you think it means.
Yeah, the lack of sadness,
I mean,
What do you think it means, Gabrielle?
or the void of sadness.
happiness means like everything I want is how it should be, and everything is like right.
Perfect. In a perfect world.
Yeah, it's
That's what you
perfect.
think.
Yeah.
All right. That's kind of how I feel. I mean, happiness is loving. If you have a job that you love doing and you love going to every single day, and you don't care how much money you're making or what you're doing, but you just love it, that's happiness. If you have a wife that you love, that's happiness. If you have a house that you love, kids that you love, stuff like that, that's happiness. Whatever brings you joy when you wake up and go to sleep every single day, no matter
But then at that
what
point,
kind of mood
you could
it
still
is.
have more. You could still have more.
You
You
could.
could still want more.
You can always
You
have
can
more.
always
You can
have
have all
more.
the
You can
money in the
always
world
What you're
and
saying
have
more
more.
is your version of happiness is content,
Yeah,
which I wouldn't say content and happiness on the same level.
I think they are because if
'Cause
you say, let's say here's
think
the minimum is like way down here, right? I mean, yeah, the viewers can't see it, but it's way down here, and you're not doing anything
Where your
with your
standards
life.
are.
Yeah, and then let's say you set your standards up at happiness and being content and being just
I
happy
got
with
the worst of that
yourself.
stare by her.
Then that's where you should be. That's your rich. That's someone's rich. Now, some people might view it as here's their content and happiness. Well, they want to be up here and be fucking having money that they don't even know what to do with.
I
And that's
mean,
their happiness. I don't know. It just depends.
from- My perspective, like my American dream is like kind of how I am already. Like I go to the college that I've always wanted to go to. That makes me happy. I am in a great relationship. I have an amazing family. It can't get any better. Like I mean it could, but like it doesn't need to because I'm happy and content with how things are. Like I don't need all the money in the world. I'm fine with having like $100 in my bank account and
So you're saying happy and content are equal.
I feel like they're
on the
equal.
line. Would you say happiness would be the same as being happy?
I mean, to have happiness, you need to be happy.
That's what I'm asking you. Would you say those are the same thing?
Yes. You get happiness from being happy. Like, it's the same thing.
kind of agree. I mean, everyone sees it different. That's why.
Yeah,
that's
this
why
is
I wanted
all
to ask. There's
opinionated,
all.
but-
It's all
So
opinion.
what would
It's
you say
just
is
fucking-
above? What would you say is above happiness? What's the next step?
Staticness. I don't know. Like
Bliss, or is bliss on the
bliss.
same level as happiness?
I feel like it's all on the same.
It's-
I don't think
to
there's
me, it's-
anything
yeah.
higher than happy.
To me, it's all on the same level. As long as you're fucking happy with yourself, content with yourself, and just living your life and doing what you love, making the money, providing for everything that you need, then yeah, that's your happiness. That's your American dream. Now, granted, once you hit that, and once you're sufficient enough to make that much money, or you can provide for your family, your wife, your kids, and buy whatever you want, you can always get more money. But to me, that's getting more money and stuff is not going to provide me with my American dream. That's just going to help push it even farther to what I can do.
I feel like the
So
more
what would you call that further level?
There is none.
Uh,
It just keeps continuing with the happiness.
your happiness
be-
gets greater.
I
Okay,
could
so
be
then
happy-
what's after? Okay, so content. You're saying is synonymous with happy. What's after content?
That's it.
That's it. You like.
Once you hit it, it's that's your
I
like
mean, we can look up words, but I mean,
that's
in
your
simple
max
terms.
point is once you hit that and you can provide for everything below you, everything that you love. Your wife, like I just said, your wife, your kids, like you can pay for their schooling, you can pay for your car, you can buy a new car whenever you want, you can go out and buy the newest iPhone, the newest house, the new anything. That's where you sit. That's your American dream. Now, I also am saying that you could make more money if it happens.
But if you had to give that a word, what would you call the word after happiness?
I
What's
I-
more?
don't think there is one.
Like, I don't know,
I don't-
domestic ecstasy. You're just living in ecstasy.
I guess.
sure.
I mean,
You're in La La Land.
Yeah.
You're in
I guess there is a point in life where if you did, if you were a billionaire,
exceed your.
then you're living in some la la land that, like, you don't know what to do. You don't have to do anything. You can just sit there and say,
And
"Oh,
honestly-
here's $10,000. Fucking go do something."
I don't think I'd be happy if I was just sitting there doing nothing
Yeah.
with all this money. I mean, yeah, granted, I'd probably be giving it to a bunch of charities,
It's what I want,
but still, like,
but then it brings you back down. If you had all that money, what would you do? What would you do? That's another question I had. What would you do with all that money? Once you hit your content happiness, what the hell would you do with more money than you can think of? What would you give back? What would you share with the world? What would you create? What would
Well,
you?
if you couldn't just give the money to something, what would you do personally?
That's
with
what I'm
money?
saying. What would you create or do? Like, what is the idea
Like,
that you
I
would
mean,
You
share?
could
honestly,
build school somewhere, or give
I
water to
wouldn't.
people.
No,
or
I would
food.
build houses and like safe homes for like teenagers that don't have a place, or for orphans and stuff, and help
Abused women.
abuse women and like hell, even
Homeless.
homeless people. Like I would try and make the
Yeah,
world
they could use
better,
homeless.
especially in California. But let's not even
Yeah.
get started there.
Isn't that like
But
the homeless capital?
Yeah,
it sure is. It's terrifying. When I went and visited the last time,
It's
it
bad
was
now.
it got, and that
It's
was
really
just
bad.
like
Is New York
It was
or
just
do you think
over,
New York
what,
or LA
3
is
years?
worse for homelessness?
LA.
LA.
LA is the worst.
100%.
Or
LA.
Las Vegas.
No, LA still beats it.
LA is
I'm
number
almost
one.
100% sure Las Vegas still beats it.
Let's
I
see
mean,
that.
sorry,
Yeah.
LA
Lo-
still beats it.
yeah.
We're on a tangent, but that's kind of the point.
But
I don't know.
I mean, what would you do with like all the money in the world? Like if you were
If I couldn't
so
give it
rich.
away to charities.
Yeah. Ooh, I'd definitely help out dogs.
Oh, wow,
Homeless
someone-
dogs.
So, half of all homeless people are in 5 states. But I guess that's also isn't half the population in like
Yeah.
5 states, so I guess that kind of makes sense.
I mean, if I had all the money in the world, I would definitely build homes for the abused.
New York City is almost double LA,
Really?
like the greater
New
Los
York
Angeles
City?
area. Yeah, because
I mean, I guess I can see that, but I just
would've never
going
guessed
to
that.
Los Angeles itself.
so
and
it's
seeing
saying. I guess this is just a number. What they're assuming. So this is 2018 numbers. So it's probably pretty damn close to now.
Right.
79,000 almost in New York, and then Los Angeles City and County. So that the county, not the city,
Yeah.
is
I have a-
50,000. That's the city and the county. And Los Angeles is also the size of what, Rhode Island.
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It's a little bit bigger.
Yeah. I mean,
It's almost the size-
California as
it's
a
almost the
whole,
size-
though.
Oh, number 3 is Seattle.
God, I would have never guessed that.
I would. You know what? You know what? Like I think it's 3 of the most populous cities in the U.S. are in Texas.
Really?
Can you name them?
Houston.
Houston, Austin, Dallas. No, Houston,
Or
Dallas, or Houston, Austin, and I think San Antonio.
It's not Austin.
Is it
No.
Dallas?
Yeah, it's Dallas,
It's
San
Dallas, San
Antonio,
Antonio, and Houston?
Houston.
So I got 2 of them right.
Yeah, I didn't realize that San Antonio is like the 7th
Yeah.
most populated
Yeah.
city in the U.S.
I found that out like a couple years ago.
I
2
found that
years
out
ago.
from Gangland.
Really?
That show on fucking A&E or where the fuck it comes
Oh,
on.
I know what you're talking about. I never watched it, but yeah.
But back to the subject. If you had a bunch of money and you
I mean,
could
I-
give it to charity,
I would do the same thing. Give it.
I mean,
give
I guess
back,
is that all we can do? Like,
Build
what else
houses.
could you do?
give water to people. Have massive food drives.
Okay, but
that don't have the money.
what would you,
You know, that like places that now don't have
pick
money.
one problem to solve. Are you solving hunger? Are you solving housing? Are you solving debt?
Hunger.
Mine would be
Are you
housing.
solving?
Mine would be hunger.
I mean, if I do
But are you
housing,
gonna-
then I can solve hunger too. Like,
No,
No, you can only do one, though.
You're picking one.
it would. I
What,
would do
what do you
hunger.
prioritize? Or are you prioritizing medical, or are you prioritizing because think about it, people can still be on the streets, but they can have medical care. Or if they're homeless, or if they have a home, they don't have food necessarily. They
I
don't
mean,
have medical
I would
care.
mainly focus on children, if I'm honest.
So just youth, just like I guess.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
youth
I
of
get-
this
yeah.
population. I mean, because
Yeah.
that is what's coming up, and I mean, I'm not going to get into politics, but that's what's coming up in this world to vote to is our generation below us. That's who's.
How long do you think the voting thing is still gonna stay around?
What do you
You think
mean?
it'll keep staying around throughout our lifetime and our children's
I think it
grandchildren's
will.
lifetime?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you
it's
think voting
from
will-
the very start of
Yeah, but
colonization. Like,
It's changed a lot.
Were you not like directly but indirectly you vote for the president, or you think you will vote for people to
party?
pick presidents?
oh,
I mean,
That's kind of how it is, but not necessarily.
it's. I see what you're saying, but in the end, we still vote.
No, yeah,
And
no.
those people now that
but one vote really doesn't do a big difference.
No, but then if you say that the one person, then millions of people hear that. Oh, well, my vote doesn't make a difference.
No,
But
I
then
know.
If every single
well,
person,
voting matters.
but if every single person hears your vote matters, if a million people hear that, that's a third of a percent of the population, which a third of a percent is a big deal when it comes to voting.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying how the voting works is like, yes, we vote, and yeah, I mean it does matter, but it's not going directly up. It's going to the next person, and then they're kind of going from there.
I'm saying, do you think that will become more transparent?
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
Where it'll-
Like,
no,
they
one-
start ignoring.
no,
them.
100%.
No, we're like-
no,
like,
100%.
Instead of you voting, like you think you're voting directly for who you're picking, like for the president, you vote for people to vote,
Elect
like
that
to vote
president.
and elect for you.
That's how it's going to become. In my opinion, that's where I see it.
I feel
going.
like I don't know if that's better
I
or
don't know if
worse.
they
I don't
can
know.
I feel
do
like
that.
it would work.
They can.
Kind
you're
of
still voting.
Kind of how it is.
I mean, you're still voting, which matters, but I think it's definitely going to become more of a.
So that instead of-
so
instead of
if
like
a million people vote for you, or vote for you to vote for him, whoever it is, or she, I think that's how it's going to go.
Way to go! Way to catch yourself saying he or she,
Yeah, I think that's how it's going to go.
or them.
Or them. Yeah, I mean, I just think
Be
that's how
not,
it's
not
going to.
binary. You know.
That's definitely how it's going to be in. I don't know how long it's going to take. I really don't.
I don't know. Probably like 6 or 7.
Years,
know, you
months,
know.
days,
I really can't
5.
tell you.
hours,
I mean,
minutes, days. What?
years.
5.
Years. I don't know. But I mean, so how do you back to the American dream and what it means? How do you think it's changed?
I think it went from thinking that you can come to this country and you can be
Free.
Okay, no,
Not free, but-
no. Hold on, not people coming to the U.S.
That's where the definition of the American dream.
No, I
came
know,
from.
Well-
but okay, let's just say in like World
Thinking
War
that-
World
okay,
War One and
okay,
up.
well, saying
how do you
that
think it's
no matter
really
what
changed?
Wait.
class you were born into,
What?
the dream was that no matter like if you were born in the lowest economical class, that's a car, it's some piece of shit. Anyways, see if you're born on the lowest class of the economy, that you can make it to the top no matter what class you're born in. If you're born in your underclass or lower class or lower middle, you can make it to the top 1%. That's what I think the American
Okay,
dream
but how do you
is
think?
now.
So how do you think it's changed?
What has changed is that now we have more to have.
Okay,
we
elaborate
have-
on that.
Okay, we have new
'Cause that was pretty
cars.
broad.
We
Okay.
have new.
Yeah, are you now
Locations
are you trying,
to live.
are you
We
trying to
have
be a millionaire
new-
now, or are you
So-
trying to be a billionaire?
So you say it's all about what you have.
Well, that's what it comes down to.
So
Because
if you
like
have the newest car and the newest whatever, then you're in that 1%. That's you.
I mean, look at like the Kardashians.
Okay, that they're fake.
That's a
I mean, no
car.
offense, they're fake.
I know they're fake, but I'm just
You know,
saying
that's-
they have money. They have giant houses. They have 5 million cars.
well, they're not necessarily
They-
fake. They're personalities.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
TV
It's a
personalities. And-
it's a live
Okay,
sitcom.
so I've seen people that live in dump houses with $100,000 cars.
Still
not
They're probably
rich.
selling drugs.
But
They're
they
not
have
rich.
cars.
But
Probably
they're
selling
not
drugs.
rich.
Well, they
They
have
don't
cars.
have. They don't have money.
But it's
It
not
all,
just
de-
it's
it all
not just
depends
the
on
car.
what you want.
It's not just the car. It's
That's
having the
what it
nicest
comes
house
down
also.
So that's what you think has changed.
I think what has changed is
The
that there's
American
more
dream.
things to have and more ways to be rich.
Instead of
Just being rich with money.
okay, but why is it
And-
always going back to the rich? That's what I'm looking at. Why does it always go back to having money?
Because
Because-
that's definitively the American dream was based on being able to make money.
Okay,
Nowadays, and
but
looking
not
at
being in the 1%, it was just making money, right?
I don't know. You have to
Right?
you have to be on your knees sucking a lot of people off, even if you were the smartest person in the world. You have
No,
to
the
1%
American
now.
dream was to come to a new world, which was America, to have freedoms, to make equal opportunity for money, equal social statuses. Even if you were not 1%, you were still equal. You were still considered part of America, part of being a citizen to this great world. That's what it was. Now the American dream is gone from just like living up to what you want to do is just make money and stuff. That's what it's changed. You have to be in the 1%. That's what everybody wants. You want to have all these nice things. You want to have millions and millions of dollars. That's how it's changed.
that's what I was saying.
Y'all were going back to money. It's not about money.
To have all those things, you need to have the money.
But that's not what the American dream was.
No, the American dream is to be
And
able to make
that's
money
how
so you
it's
don't have to
changed.
stress.
Exactly, but you don't have to be a billionaire or millionaire.
I
You
never
got-
said
Con-
billionaire or
Years of sin.
millionaire.
No, I don't want him. Just the constant and contentment of having a job and having the money to provide. That's where I was getting at with the content.
It's not
part.
having it; it's being able to.
Exactly, having the job and having the money.
No, it's being able to. It's not
It's
having
right there.
it.
Being able to, you have it.
You don't reach the American dream. You chase it.
No, you can hit the American dream.
Yeah,
You can hit your American dream.
In your own way. Everyone's
Exactly.
American dream is individual and
No, but
different.
the way it works is you chase it. You never really reach it unless, and then if you do think you've reached it, that's when you're stopping yourself, and that's when you're becoming content.
Which is fine.
Okay, but that's not the American dream. You're just becoming content with
That could
your
be
own
your
mind.
American dream. That could be someone else's American. Yours could be you want to reach $1 million, and then once you hit $1 million, you're like, oh, you know what, I want to make more. That could be yours. It's like they said, it's just an idea.
$1 million isn't shit now. If you're
Oh
thinking,
yeah, absolutely. Now it's fucking
Yeah, I'd do
pennies.
anything for $1 million.
don't, you shouldn't say that on a podcast.
Okay, not anything. Oh my god. Why
10
do we
million.
have to
Hey,
go
10
there?
million.
Yeah, not a million. 10. No, nothing. Stop. Anyway, the American dream.
I'm here trying to horror off.
Wow. Okay.
You
Now I
started trying to get guys to come at me from the first podcast. Shut up, Chase.
Now I understand. All right.
Really?
Now I understand your
Seriously?
American dream.
No.
My
American dream is to have my dream job, have a happy marriage, and a great family.
Okay, so what classifies you as being rich? Let's go back to that point. What,
I think we covered
Have
that.
a lot of money.
money?
Or
Yeah,
rich in
rich-
happiness, or rich
but
in
that's
love,
and.
or like
That's and or in. That's being rich in love or being rich and.
So basically,
but
everyone's
rich
American.
in general is
Everyone's ideal American dream is being rich, having money. That's what it is.
should the American dream be a person by person thing, or should it be a set standard?
It's a person by person, for sure.
Yeah, you
One
can't
hundred
set
percent.
standards for people.
No, but should it or could it be a set standard, or is it a set standard, and people just alter it to themselves?
I don't think it's a set.
Is there a set point?
Okay, now today, yes, there's a.
What
set
would you say
point.
the set point right now is the American dream?
1%?
1%?
Yeah, being not being in it, but being close enough to call yourself the 1%.
I think probably like upper middle class is probably the American dream.
Well, then millions of people have already hit that.
Yeah, I'll probably agree. Or they not hit it. But
So
they're
it can't be a set
content-
standard if you're chasing it. Like
Okay,
you
but
just
it's
said, like
also
you just
being
like you
content,
just
but
said
you're
though.
also-
Like you just said, you're chasing the American dream, so you can't set it as a standard and say upper middle class because millions of people have already hit that.
That's also
It has to be higher. It has to be something you just
I'm talking backwards on myself, but also does that also lead into what I was saying, where people got to the point where they're content, and now that's considered the American dream because enough people got there, and
That everyone thinks,
and
"Oh,
now they
that's it?"
and now they either lower or raise the bar depending on to where enough people got to.
I mean, I don't know if you can classify it as a standard because, like we were just saying earlier, the $1 million, that means nothing. So I don't know if you could say upper middle class anymore because majority of upper middle class, they're not multi millionaires, but they do have a couple $1 million to live and retire on. And so I don't know if you could to answer your question, because I'm really thinking about this now, to really answer your question, I think they've lowered it as the American. I think they lowered the bar as the American dream, but for a standard. But everyone can still have an individual ideal American dream. I do believe that.
So I was asking you, is it a standard that gets moved
I
up
think
and
it's
down?
both. I think it's both.
Yeah, I would say it's both.
I do think it's both. But it
Now,
definitely
thinking
has
about it, I was-
changed from back when our great grandparents and our grandparents and our parents.
Because
It
I
has
felt
changed.
back then there was a standard to what the American dream was, and it was a set point. I feel like now that
Yeah.
point's either moved up or down.
I think it's moved down because so many people. Okay, our generation can't. We're not in that. We're not in the upper middle class because we're just getting started. But I think for our parents and our grandparents, that standard was set, and so many people have hit it. For us, it's lowered a little bit, but in our heads, we're thinking it's raised.
I would say the middle class isn't even at the 50% margin anymore.
It's not.
It's
I
probably
don't
like
believe so.
you're probably at like the top 70%.
Yeah.
And like being upper class is maybe you're at the 50 or 40% mark.
No, I think upper middle class is hitting the 50, and then if you're in like the upper class, not upper middle class,
It's like
the upper
60 or 70.
is probably, yeah.
Because even at the top 25%, that's millions upon millions of dollars that they have.
But you're at least having $100 million.
I don't know
At
about-
least.
I don't know about 100 million.
Oh, I think so. The 1%, they're almost in the billions.
I think there's something like
They're hitting $500 million. They're hitting $600 million. They're hitting millions to where their great grandkids can't fucking work. Don't have to work. Don't have to do shit. Which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. They did it right. They hit it off right. They did great.
I was reading this one article about the richest people in history. Richest by money, not by happiness. Let me see if I can find the article again, because there was a crazy stat. It was the Indian Trade Company. It was the owner of it.
The West Indian Trade Company?
Yes, and it was the owner of that was the richest person ever. And with inflation right now, I think it was like $2 trillion or something
Holy
that would be worth.
shit.
It was in the trillions.
Well, okay, he did start it back in what, 1700s? 1800s?
I mean, and Rockefeller or Rockefeller, they said in the range of right now he'd be $300 to $400 billion.
Holy shit.
And that was 1900.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, who's the
average.
richest man in the world? Some dude in Dubai, right?
right now?
Yeah, isn't it some
thought
guy
it
in
was-
Dubai with the oil fields
No,
and stuff
I think
like
it's
that?
I think it's Jeff
Amazon,
Bezos.
yeah.
I don't think it is.
No.
Okay, but they also
Warren Buffett's number 2, I know that. Or number 3 or something like that.
Bill Gates is number 2, I think, still. Or
Bill Gates
or
is-
the Apple guy, the new their current.
Ugh. If it's
CEO.
not Steve Jobs, I don't care.
He died
Yeah, I
like
don't
7
know.
years ago, so rest in peace.
Steve Jobs is still the man in my.
Oh, I love Steve Jobs. I didn't realize, or I didn't know that he was like one of the original creators of Pixar. You know,
Yeah.
like Pixar animation.
Who?
Steve Jobs.
I didn't know
In
that.
like all the '90s and like early 2000s, like Disney Pixar movies, his name's in the credits for the Pixar. He was like one of the creators and owners of Pixar.
I didn't know that.
Andrew Carnegie was 47, or what's this? 75 billion adjusted to now.
All right, so richest people in the world. Number 1, Jeff Bezos.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Bill Gates. Number 3, Warren Buffett. Number 4, Bernard Arnold and family. I don't know who that is. Number 5 is Carlos Slim Hugh and family.
So Carlos Slim Hilo, he owns and built all the cell towers.
Oh, okay.
Like, so every cell phone company and all the data or all the companies paid him.
Mark Zuckerberg at number 8. Michael Bloomberg, number 9.
Bloomberg.
Yeah. But I think the American dream has just changed so much over the years.
We had to transition back to that when we're talking about rich people.
No, it goes back to it. I just feel like, I don't know, I think the bar has just been lowered a little for us. If you're gonna say as a standard. But I do believe people can have self American dreams. Individuals. American dreams.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. There's this guy from a long time ago. His name was Mansa Musa. He was African, I believe. I'm trying to see if I can find a number. This number probably be not fit on my screen.
Who?
I'm trying to see if I can find Mansa Musa. So he'd be 400 billion, but I feel like I thought the dude from the West Indian trade was the richest guy. I'm trying to figure out what his name was. Dutch West Indian Trade Company, was that what it was called?
The West India Trade Company.
William Uselinks.
I don't know who that is. Never even heard of
I'm
him.
gonna copy paste his name and see if I can find a network.
Yeah, really, that would be interesting. But, I mean, I don't know. American Dream's different today.
Before I finish this topic, I want to see if I can find this guy's network. Not skip it. No, we'll get over it. It says 220, but I don't know if that's true.
220 what? Is it
Oh,
billion?
no, that's someone else.
Trillion?
No, that's someone else. That's William Defoe. I didn't say William Defoe. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I do agree.
If I find it, I'll tweet it. You can follow me on Twitter at Dave J.
I
Sayal.
agree. The bar has maybe been set a little lower than what it used to be. But, I mean, any other points you want to hit?
I think we hit all the points we could think about or even have a rebuttal to.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just leave shit down in the chat too about anything y'all think. I mean, I guess opinions would be great about the American dream and what y'all think it is, or maybe what your definition of rich and happiness is, or if you even classified it in together. But I mean, yeah, that's really it about the American dream and everything about what rich would be and what you would do, stuff like that. So just leave anything else down in the comments. We will get back to it. You can also tweet us at _hangovers_. Everything's gonna be down in the description below, though. Anything else that y'all wanted to input real quick?
No, not really, other than I just think, like, an American dream is not standard or anything. Like, it's all very individual more than anything, and it's what you're most content with, and you reach your American dream when you're most happy about, I guess, your life and where you're at.
I'd agree.
That's just how I see it.
David?
Well, I think we settled it. It's not real.
It's
false.
Yeah.
It's fake news.
Fake news.
It's fake news.
But yeah.
Since the 1600s, the American dream. It's not real.
Fake
Not real,
news.
fake.
It
Columbus-
does not
That
exist.
Columbus guy.
Not even
real.
real.
He was just high.
But yeah, links can be down in the description for Twitter. Remember, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter.
There's also
our personal
SoundCloud now too.
Oh yeah, we actually have our podcast out on SoundCloud. I'll link that down in the description too. Also, I'm trying to get it up on Apple Podcasts pretty soon. See what's up with that. I'm gonna have the personal Twitters on down in the description. God damn, I can't even talk. Too much whiskey.
The description will be down in the link.
Yeah, the description's gonna be down in the link.
Click the link
We're gonna-
for the description.
But
We'll bring it to a Google Doc.
but yeah, so everything's gonna be down there.
Yeah.
All right.
That was fucking stupid.